Oh, hi. My name is Zahara, and welcome to my oasis. So for the longest time, I've been thinking about, doing YouTube videos. Really, in general, just getting back into posting on social media because at some point I had 1,000 followers on Instagram, but then I stopped posting and that dwindled down. I had 13K on TikTok. That dwindled down because I stopped posting. I'm primarily an artist, but these days I'm more of a gamer and a coder. And today I really wanted to talk about my website. Making a website has been extremely fun. How this started for me was earlier this month, actually, where my friend introduced me to this hosting website called Neocities, something like that. A platform where people just create and post their websites, and I have found so many. I mean, it's crazy. There's so many different websites. Probably a year ago, my friend was like, oh, you should learn how to code, because I was, going in between trying to figure out what to learn, because I was like, oh, coding is something that they introduced to us in high school. They had us do Scratch. It was a whole competition thing, and it was fun in school, but I never really sat down and learned how to code, and it's not something that really interested me at the time. But it was always oh, I would love to learn how to code, to make games and do all these things. It's incredible how that stuff goes, and I'm I wanted to try that, but I never actually did until now. I wanted to make a website because I wanted to get back into doing social media. Two, I've been seeing a lot from this artist that I follow, The Women of Illustration, I believe is their name, and their channel. They have a website, all of that. They've been talking about how artists need to better market themselves and how you can indeed make money as an artist. And I'm I want to do that. But the one big thing is making art is barely a fraction of the work. It really is marketing yourself. So I'm okay, let me get a website up. But not just any website, because there's Wix, there's Google, there's so many different ways to make a website. But I was I want to do it myself, but I don't know how to code. So I was all right, let me look at these websites on Neocities and get some inspiration. And that inspiration turned into me stealing code. Now, disclaimer, stealing code is not ideal, especially because a lot of people, copyright, for instance, but a lot of people are kind of free reign with that, take whatever you want, or take inspiration, cool. But there's some people who are I just don't do that at all. And that's cool. And that's fine. You got to respect that. I kind of didn't when I started this. No matter what I take, I always give credit. In my code, I do credit people and I do make notes of all the things that I've been doing, especially with my main page. That's where I've been taking the most code from other people's websites. But I'm at a point where I've been working on this for a couple weeks, and I'm I want to redo my main page. That will happen. This is not what it will look like in the final, but this is most of this is just stolen code. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But again, at the end of the day, a lot of the people on Necessities, they take tutorials, take code from other people as well. It's, you give and take. Before I started this website, my channel name was called I Draw Sometimes, because I was trying to give a gimmicky little YouTube name. I've always had trouble giving branding or names. My friend told me not to think about it as branding, but you low-key have to think about it as branding, especially when you want to do the things that I want to do. So I'm okay, what is kind of still me, but also it could be kind of a brand. So I was okay, Zahara's Oasis. Now for me, I have trouble with putting my names on things, and I also don't like being referred to by my name. It's kind of a weird complex. I just don't like when people say my name, especially people who aren't close friends or family. It's weird when I hear my name. So this is me also branching out and throwing my name out there, oh, my name is unique. Don't get me wrong, I love when people glaze me and are oh my god, your name is so pretty. But it's just for some reason on the internet, when people say my name, or people acknowledge me, or in general people say my name that are strangers, it makes me feel weird. But I'm doing it anyways. because I think the whole, my name, insert my name, Oasis, this is the branding I think I want to go for in terms of like YouTube and like my website and everything right now. That is what I'm going for. So looking at my main page, I have my logo. I have a little featured image, the main content, my links, or what would you call it, navigation window. I have a change log and a jukebox, and this little gray box here is for an ad space. Now I was going to implement actual ad spaces that I've seen on other people's websites. They have like a little thing at the bottom, and it's a JavaScript file, but I was like, that's too much work. It's not too much work, literally just copy paste, but like I'm lazy, so I wasn't gonna do that. So instead, I think I'm gonna use that as my own personal ad square, and it will be like for my coffee or like commissions, whatever I have going on, that'll be my little ad space. I also was thinking like for my featured images or like the ad space as well, I would use that to feature other artists and mutuals that I really like. So this is what I got for now. Again, all the inspiration that I got, all the people that I've used and stolen from are in my code. Like, it's not in my code. Now I have it uploaded to GitHub. It's not public yet. I might make it public when I make this edit and post this video. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but like the jukebox and everything, like there's plenty of people who have jukeboxes, and there was a couple websites that I use. For example, this person named Lil Laser Bunny, they had resources on a jukebox or a music player, but I was like, I don't really like that. It's kind of clunky and it doesn't match the style that I'm going for. Then I took this code from someone, their website is called Catboo. I took the code for this music player from their website, which they have linked in their original JavaScript where they got it from. So again, everyone's like crediting, referencing all of that, so there won't be too much worry about that. Of course, I'm gonna keep talking about it, but I just want to preface that there will always be credit from where I steal this shit from. For example, for this window style that I have, there is an entire GitHub dedicated to making things look like the Windows 7 windows and buttons. You know what I mean? There's a whole CSS file on the internet where you can get like the Windows 7 style from. However, I took this Windows 7 style from a person whose website is called Just Because, and I really like their style and how they did it. Now, the only reason why I took it is because I was too lazy to figure out how to use the Windows 7 one, but in the end, I actually really like the way that they did it. I've edited it a tiny bit, but for the most part, it still looks like theirs. Yeah, this goes without saying, like, I have this little marquee. I don't even know if that's how you're supposed to say it, but the little moving pictures, I have one up there of the people that I was inspired by and took from. Moving on to my second page that I worked on is my profile page. This is a huge work in progress, but I love it so much, and it's honestly just so impressive that I figured out, well, not that I figured out how to do this shit, but like I'm proud of myself for being able to implement it so easily, quote unquote. So as you can see, I'm trying to go for a little bit of a Minecraft theme for my about me page. I love Minecraft. I play it all the time. That's what I've been playing for the last couple of years, just like avoiding doing art and everything. So I love Minecraft, so I'm trying to make it look like the inventory UI, and I'm going to create and draw objects that you can move around and put in there. By the way, for this page, the reason why this page is so special is because all the windows are movable, and I love that. I got it from a tutorial from a guy named Ricos, right? I downloaded the script file that it was provided in his video, and I will link it in the little box there and in the description. I love that. It's great. Now, there are websites on Neocities that I found that do a very similar thing where you can move windows. However, they don't have the feature where they when you click on one, it goes above the next one, and so on and so forth. Like they're actually like regular, like actual like windows on your desktop, right? They don't do that, but this script does, and that's why I love it so much. Even though the other script that I found from someone, the script is called Cheesecake. I don't know or remember the name of the person that made it, but again, I will probably put it in here right now. That script is really nice and probably easier to implement. However, it doesn't have the whole like natural like progression of, I don't know how to describe that, but z-index. It doesn't have that, so I'm like, I don't want it. But it's still good code, and if you want to do that, I highly recommend using that instead of the one that I have used on my website, because that one's a little complicated and annoying as hell, and probably could be rewritten from scratch easier, if you understand what I mean. But yeah, I love this one because the windows are movable. I'm so happy. And also for the folders here, this is also Windows 7 style shit, and it's great. I haven't done much with it, and for the most part I took this code from someone by the name of marsh.com. Again, they'll be linked here. They do specify that they don't want people copying their code. My apologies, Marsh. I did indeed copy your code, and I'm sorry. I was doing this in the name of learning, because I did not know how to code. But now I'm at a point where I can kind of confidently code. There's still a lot of things where I'm like, oh, this is too hard, I don't understand how to fix it. And so I always have my friend on Discord to help me, which I will have him help me do this when I'm done talking and making this video. But for the most part, again, I still credit where I steal. Okay, I'm not a terrible thief. I'm great. I'm a good person, I promise. There's still a lot of things I want to implement. For example, like when you hover over an image, I want the text, like the name, the alternative text, to show up on the mouse cursor. I don't know how to do that, but I will figure that shit out, because here on my profile page, I have here a bunch of images, and what I wanted to do, I wanted to have one of them as a link, but then it was causing the image to get smaller, and I was like, oh, that's too much work to figure out how to fix. But also, in general, I just want you to be able to see the names of these items here, because I think it'd just be easier to read, gotta be user friendly. Moving on. Then we have the other page that I've been working on, is my credit page, because it's very, very important, as I have mentioned throughout this entire video, to credit people. So I have a page dedicated to crediting people, and as you can see, I have it look like a bulletin board, and I thought that was really cool. And I was like, I don't know if I should do that, but then I started doing it, and I'm like, oh, it looks great, because I might be able to show you what it looked like originally, but what it looks like now, oh my god, it's great. These actually look like post-it notes, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, this is so cool. So I was like, okay, I'll have it look like post-it notes, right, where you have them scattered around the page, and on top of that, I'm gonna implement the movable windows from Ricos and have you be able to move it around. I might try out code where you're able to open and close windows, because on Just Because's Windows 7 style stuff, they do have it where you can close windows. I don't know if they have it where you can reopen them though, but I wanted to try out possibly the ability to open and close windows. I also thought about, now I'm going on a tangent, but there was a website I saw. I have to mention this website that I saw. Their name is Olivine. Anyways, they were on one of the popular page on Necessities that I found the other day, and I'm like, oh my god, their website, it's giving Windows 64, and it actually looks like a desktop, and I think that's really cool. Obviously not a very unique concept, especially across Necessities. However, I'm like, oh my god, not only do they have this, but when you scroll down, it has their little profile information and stuff like that. But I was like, oh, I could do the same thing, but like almost like an After Dark kind of thing. I have so many ideas with this. But I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good. I want to do that. So when I said I was going to rewrite the code for my main page, girl, I am going to rewrite that shit and make it look good. I want it to look like a browser. And also, I find that it's very easy. Like, for example, for my profile page, I just did the bulletin board myself because it's actually pretty hard to find high quality images straight off of Google. So it's better to make your own assets. I promise it is. No matter how lazy I am, I swear to you, it is easier to just make your backgrounds and do all that stuff. But I want to make mine look like a desktop, do that whole like Windows aesthetic thing. I have ideas. Now that I know and I understand how to position containers a lot better, but it's done. It's over. Like I will make this shit look good. I promise it'll look good. So yeah, back to my website. So now that I've gone over what I got so far, I want to briefly talk about the things that I want to do. I may or may not have mentioned earlier, I think I did mention earlier, how I found a video for exactly what I want. So let's go back to my main page. So on my main page, I have my navigation window, and from there I have all the things that I plan on adding to my website. For example, my profile, portfolio, OC database. Those are personal things that I want to add to my website because, you know, I'm an artist. Gotta promote my work a little bit, right? Now, technically, all of these things could kind of go together, like my portfolio and OC database, but I kind of just don't want to do that. So my profile, I have it look like the movable windows, as you can see, as you saw. I don't know if I want to keep that or not. Probably I'm just gonna stick with it because I wasn't trying to do too much with the profile page. It's really whatever. I could also do what other people have done and have it just like smack dab on the welcome page, and I might end up doing that. Who knows? Probably not. But for my portfolio, I was like, okay, there's a variety of things that I could do. For example, I thought about making it look like a folder or like a book, a scrapbook that you open. My OC database. For my OC database, which I think would be the most ambitious thing that I want to execute for my website, is I want it to look like a character select, almost like a game, but not really, because coding a game sounds hard. But I want my OC database to be like a character select thing, and yeah, it could just be 2D images, but high key, I was like, hey, I wanted to learn Blender, right? For the longest time, I'm like, I'm gonna learn Blender, I'm gonna learn how to do this, and then I never freaking do it because Blender seems so complicated, but it's not. It's just about wanting to really do it, because I thought coding was hard, but coding is not hard. I just didn't want to do that shit. But eventually I will get my gears together and I will learn to model on Blender, and I will cook. I will absolutely fucking cook, okay? I want to make a character select with low poly 3D models. That is what I want to do. I want you to be able to turn these bitches around like you're playing The Sims and low-key, high-key play dress up with my characters. I think that would be amazing. For like a character select, you can see all my characters in low poly mod. Like it literally would be like playing fucking Smash Bros with my characters. That's what I have in my head for my OC database, and I think that would be amazing. It would be amazing. Now, that's a long way to go. A long way to go. But before I do that, I probably will set up the pre-database before I, even start to think about that thing that I just mentioned, that crazy ass idea that I had in my head. But it is something that I'm very excited to try out, regardless. Then, as you can see, I have my shop, credits, updates, and library. So the shop, goes without saying, I want to do like stickers for my characters and all the other things. I want to be able to sell shit. I want to be able to market myself and make money off my art. That's just a given. 2, the credit site that I showed you with the bulletin board. Again, goes without saying. Updates. I think that I will do formal like website updates on outside of the changelog on like a Tumblr blog, or instead I can just do it here on YouTube as like a weekly update of what I've been up to, like a vlog. I haven't fully decided, but my update page will be like formal updates of my website. Right now, this is just like an introduction and me yapping. I am recording this on a Wednesday, so you know I got time to edit and post this at some point next week and do another one. So that's great. My idea for the resource library was going to be like a huge little thing of information, you know, not just about coding. It'll be about art, 3D modeling, whatever you need will be in the resource library, you know. And I like this little like JavaScript file because not only is it literally a bookshelf, but like how I want it to work is you click on it. No, this is where it gets a little ambitious, okay, but not hard. Ambitious, not hard, okay. Click on the book and I want it to open up like an actual fucking book on the screen, and you have it right like right there in your face, right? Maybe it's like a huge line of text or whatever the fuck, or like a little tutorial, something like that in a little window, and you can close it, open it again, whatever you want to do with it. Or I could just set it up where like the book itself is just a link to something, which was probably a lot easier than the other thing, but it just depends on how I want to go about this. But the resource library, I think the video that I found was like perfect, like amazing, because I was like, oh, the library, I want it to actually look like a bookshelf, and you just boom. That was such a lucky find for me. So cool sites, guestbook, and Dropbox. Now I don't know if I had an idea to add a chat box, because you can do live chat on your websites. I've seen many people do it. You implement it with HTML and JavaScript and all that other bullshit, right? I thought I should add a chat box but make it like look like PictoChat. I love Y2K bullshit. Like I want all the aesthetics, okay? That's why my website looks like a hot mess, kind of, because there's no set theme. I mean, having a set theme is important, but like I don't really care that much. But I am gonna continue with the space thing for sure. Anyways, yeah, I was thinking about a chat box, make it look like PictoChat, but I was like, I don't know if I want to chat there. But anyways, cool sites. I don't know what the cool sites will be. I mean, that could just be the resource library. It literally just could be, but like I think maybe I'll link like Neocities websites or like cool shit that I find. Who knows? I don't know what I want to do that yet. Guestbook, you know, hey, leave me a message, tell me you were here, you know. That's what that is. I don't know what I want that to look like yet. Maybe I'll have him make it look like a journal or like a spiral notebook or like a fucking clipboard. I don't know. Drawbox. I thought of making the Drawbox either look like MS Paint or some drawing program, or I can make that look like PictoChat or like the Notes app, something. I don't know. Then you got the outgoing, like that will link to other websites, even though outside of my website. So like Neocities, it'll link back to my Neocities. Socials. I thought of making that look like, either I can link that to a link tree / the other one that I use, I forgot what it's called. I can either link to that, like fix that up, like fix the code for that, and then now will be my thing, my socials, or I will just have it a part of this website. I'm not sure. I think I'll just use what I have set up, just redo it myself. And then I have the blog. The blog will be just about me, kind of like what this is right here, YouTube. But that's linked to my Tumblr, or a Tumblr page that I recently created, and it looks like Twitter, which I love. And then I have my toy box. I recently got a code to toy box. Haven't set anything up really. Do I really want to use that? I mean, technically toy box is a OC database. It is, but like, I can make my own dough. Anyways, I've been recording for 32 minutes. Just yapping. And that's beautiful. I don't know how much I'm going to cut down this video, but yeah. I feel like this is good for a first video. I stole my mom's ring light. I'm using my cell phone that I always use. I'm using a little tiny little USB extension to use my microphone on it. Like, we're DIYing this bitch.